we're planning on.
Let Brett.
No, go ahead. I just want to say this quickly. I'll turn it over, but we're planning on what we think is the first heavyweight title fight here in over 100 years. And if someone could find us one that was more recent, I'd like to know, because I'm really curious, because I haven't been having problems researching it. We can try to research it.
Which one?
Robert Fitzsimmons at Coney Island.
In the 30s, right?
What year?
Around 1900.
Yeah, because I think there might have been one in the 30s. And before that, it was 1882 with John Sullivan. So we'll check. But obviously, it's been a long
So in
time.
at least 75 years?
At least.
But we're planning on a fight here January 16th, as you all know. We're not going to get into discussions about who the opponent might be. We were working on something, and Mr. Klitschko took, I think, an easier shot at a world title, and that's his prerogative. But right now, there is no contract signed, so we hope to announce something early next week in terms of the opponent and get tickets on sale next week. But we thought Deontay's in town, an opportunity for you guys to chat, talk about what's going on in the heavyweight division, his thoughts in the future. And also, we have a great event tonight. This place is going to be rocking and rolling. And this will be, on January 16th, the first heavyweight title fight at the Barclays Center. And I know Brett's real excited about that. Brett?
I really am. Thanks for coming tonight. Obviously, having Deontay here is a privilege. It's very special. We've been talking about having him here in Brooklyn, and thankfully on January 16th it will come to fruition. It'll be our 16th big night of boxing here in Brooklyn. Tonight obviously should be a very special night when you think about all the Brooklynites that are on the card. But as we've always said, we want to bring the big event business to Brooklyn. And I don't think there's anything bigger than having Deontay here and having the heavyweight champion here. So we're very excited.
And basically, we're opening up to questions from you.
Will this be an NBC or Showtime or PBC?
Excuse me.
Television network will be.
January 16th will be a Showtime card.
Bradley, what are your thoughts about coming to New York? You've been playing in Alabama, it's great to support that. New York is the big sports capital.
Most definitely. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to come January 16th to display my talent here. Debut as well too, the Barclays Center. My first time we'll be fighting when the time comes, and I'm looking forward to it. It's been a lot of things have happened in my career at the right time in my career, and I think it's time. This is the next step for me in my career as being a champion, and I'm looking forward to it.
Are you at all uneasy about the fact that it's 6 or 7 weeks away from the fight? You don't know who you're fighting.
It's frustrating, the frustrating part about it is having an opponent, a dope opponent that's ranked in the sanctions, all of the sanctions, and something that's been a deal that's been dealt for 2 months, and all of a sudden they see an opportunity and they take the easier route and keep storing on it. I think it's disrespectful and unprofessional, in my opinion, to have something set up and then want to take an easier route. But either way it goes, my people gonna do the best thing they can for an opponent to have for me on the 16th. Only thing I do is apologize to the people about that. But that's how it is. I feel that if they wanted to take that way, they should have said, not right now. We're looking to see what's going to happen between the Fury and Klitschko fight, and the way they option out that way. Not have something scheduled to go along with, and then all of a sudden just bag out like that. I was looking forward to whooping him, but I guess whoever wins out there, I'm gonna whoop him, and whoever else. I'm looking to unify the division, and that's my main goal and my mission. Whoever steps in that ring is gonna get punished. I guarantee you that. Anything I said in this sport that I promised, I done went through with. I fulfilled my promises, and I promise you guys that I will unify the division, be the first American. Since 1999, I think it was Lennox Lewis. So I want to make history on that, and I'm going to bring it back no matter who has it.
Mr. Wilder, but on Box Record, the name's already out there. It says Arthur Szpilka is fighting you.
I don't know who put that up. That's like Wikipedia, having people dead before when they're still breathing.
I don't know who put that up because I can tell you that is.
Nah, not me. Not me. I ain't put
That's not true.
That's who you want.
You mentioned Klitschko.
I mean, that might be one of the balls that was bouncing around, but that's not true.
You mentioned Klitschko Fury. What was your impression of the fight, if you saw it?
Oh, you talking about the most boring heavyweight fight in history? That one? Yeah, you know.
You never saw John Ruiz fight.
But I think that fight was what the I consider is 107 Dancing with the Stars. You know, that's one of the series of Dancing with the Stars. You know, when you get a champion that's been ruling the division for a decade, and in one of the rounds he only throws 2 punches, you know, it's gonna be a bad night. You know, but like I've been saying, I think Klitschko was fighting 2 people. Not only was he fighting Fury, but he was fighting an old man called Father Time as well too. And I think Father Time is definitely knocking at his door. It was time in that fight where his mind wanted to throw punches, but his body wasn't reacting. And in this sport, people don't understand. It's a brutal sport. You know, you put so much wear and tear on your body, especially in camp. Camp is the worst. That's the hard part. You know, coming into fights, that should be the easier part about boxing. But you know, all these years you put so much wear and tear, and he's getting older. So as you get older, your body don't react to the things that it does when you're younger. You don't recover faster and different things like that. And I think Father Time is at his door.
Do you think Klitschko should retire then if he can't perform at that level?
I mean, you know, he feel as a fighter, we always gonna feel we got one more fight in us. We have seen many fighters that, you know, felt like they should retire, but then they come back on top. So, you know, maybe we should see him. He say he's exercising his rematch clause, which I feel he'll lose that one too. But we you know, only the future can tell. You know, I may try one more time. Maybe it was just an off night. Sometimes you get off night. Sometimes, but I think after he exercises the clause and see what his performance is, and if it's the same, I think he should retire before he mess up his leg.
What do you want to win that fight? Which would be better for you in your career? Because I assume at some point fight the winner and get the belt. Better to fight a Fury, 2 younger guys, or fight a more, you know, established, you know, world icon, if you will, like Klitschko.
I mean, for me, it's like an either or, but the choice is like fight the younger guy. I mean, anywhere I go, I'm gonna get criticized whoever I fight. Just say if I would have beat Klitschko, just put me in the place of fear. If I would have beat Klitschko, people would have criticized, oh, he was past his prime, he was too old. Now you got a young guy to beat him. If I beat Fury, then what? He's a younger guy. He's a younger guy. What would be said? But he didn't really have skill in the way. Klitschko was, you know, they were still blaming. So either way, I think the best thing would be Fury. You know, you got one. He's from England. I feel England has the best fans in the world. You know, they support their people. They come to fights from the start to the end. You know, I love how they gravitate to fighter. I love how they gravitate to boxing. Period. So you know, if it was between the two, I would love Fury. You know, but I can go. Yeah, most definitely. I would love Klitschko as well. Just put him on the resume. You know, because he made comments that he would love to fight me for the WBC belt, because that's a belt that he never had before. And I would love to put him on my resume as well too. So either or for me, you know, either or. I'm the type of champion that I stay ready. I expressed that many times throughout my career that I stay ready. That's one of the significant and special things about me. I stay ready. So it's not a point in time where I have to get ready. And I feel that as a responsibility of a champion, you must stay ready, because everybody want what you have. And I feel once I unify the division, the sanctioned body won't have to sit and wonder where we gonna get our sanction fee from, because I'm a champion. I love to fight. I love to stay active. You know, after a fight, I'm 2 months ready. I broke my hand. I was 2 months in. I don't need 3, 5, 6 months to prepare for no one. For what? You know, I feel the longest that a guy give me time to prepare, that's gonna be worse on them, because I'm ready. I'm always in shape. So they won't have to worry about getting the sanction fee, because I'm gonna be frank. Once I get finished with a fight, I don't have nothing broken and I'm not bruised up too bad, hey, let's get another negotiators in. Let's get it. Let's get this money and build my legacy.
Yeah, it's refreshing to see an active heavyweight champion like Deontay's been. But to the point he just made, here's a champion of the world, and he's always ready. And when you're out there right now, there's an opportunity to fight the champion of the world for, you know, to get the most prestigious title in all of boxing, and you're calling around to people that you know have been in training, have had fights scheduled, and you're hearing, well, I'm in shape, but I'm not mentally prepared to fight for the heavyweight title in 6 or 7 weeks, and some of the things we've been hearing the last few days, it's sort of remarkable. So when this man says, I'm always ready, he means it, and he's champion of the world.
The other counterparts with the scarcity of heavyweights around today, and we were dealing with just one guy, Klitschko. Do you think that, in your assessment, that Tyson Fury just exposed a Klitschko that really didn't exist? That his opponents were just worse than he was? Because I saw that fight. I thought it was a WWF match. Fury was just as more like an octopus than anything else, but he still was able to bluff and intimidate and make Wladimir Klitschko a gunshot.
Right. Well, in my honest opinion, I just feel this go back from the start of Klitschko's career. Emmanuel Stewart saved Klitschko's career. From switching up his whole style of fighting. And I feel once Emmanuel passed away, he got out of that teaching of keeping distance, keeping arm blocking, and stuff like that. Because of course, he was the type of fighter that couldn't really take a punch, and we've seen that. And getting out of that teaching caused him to fight smaller opponents. And what big fighters love, we love a shorter opponent, because he started to convert into keeping distance, which he still do well, but he started converting from that to clinching and holding. And what that does is wear down the legs and wear down the opponent, even when they're missing. That when you miss, that takes more energy than you landing a punch. So he got so used to that. So when you fight a taller fighter, that can, if you hit and miss, you can be punished in the same sentence. It makes it different. So I think that played a lot of part in it, that he took that he was able to clinch and hold. That took away. That was actually took more energy away from him than he had in the fight. And I think that played a lot of part, because I still feel that he has stamina problems as well too. So and another decision, he went wrong with having a 24-inch ring against a non-puncher. Tyson Fury is not a puncher. My 1-year-old son hit harder than him. He's not a puncher. And why would you make a decision to have a big ring, a boxer, what we call a boxer ring, to run around? Because that's a point comes to, he's scared to get hit, because he knows that he don't know how doable that his chin is to take a punch. Then having double padding. How long they been having double padding in the ring? What double pads do, that make you tired in the ring as well too. So when you have a stiff ring, you're more mobile, you're able to move. And they took away the double padding, which that was good on Fury them behalf, because they noticed that. But we want, all these things, like even the smaller opponents, previous opponents, how long they been doing the double padding thing, So it's a lot of questions to be answered, but again, I still think Father Time is at his door as well too,
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, would you be willing to travel for a Fury fight thing?
When they say heavyweight champion of the world, when they say a world champion, I want to exercise every bit of world champion. The Olympics prepared me for going to different countries, battled in different territories. I like to be uncomfortable in situations. I like to have a challenge. So I'm willing to go anywhere in the world to fight. Going to different countries, that don't bother me. I'm not fear of going to a country I don't know what the hell they saying, whether they telling me the truth or not, or whether they trying to lead me up to eat this or eat that. I'm not scared about that. I'll go anywhere in the world and fight. I'm confident in my style and my ability of what I'm capable of doing. I feel like I feel like this is my calling. This is what I was meant to do. And any man stepping in that ring, they're gonna go. I don't care who it is.
You may be in Russia.
It don't matter. I've been in Russia before. I've been in front of a stadium full of Russians in the Olympics, where when you come out there, the only thing you say, full of drunk Russians, that's nothing to me. I didn't get through that, because at the end of the day, all those people, they can't fight for this guy that's been getting
When will
fight.
that fight be? You're fighting January.
Well, actually, my thing is, since we own Alexander Povetkin, this fight's he's supposed to be, we wanted him for this one. My thing is, you fought Mike Perez in 1 round. Why you not ready? Why the hell you take another fight to fight Morris Watt to prepare for me? Me and him, 2 different styles. Only thing about it, we got height. Okay, other than that, two different styles. Slower guy, don't hit hard, you know, he's doable, got a nice chin, of course. But, you know, you're supposed to be ready. After that fight, it's all about Deontay Wilder. There shouldn't be nothing else. So now when this fight come about, oh, they go to the council, we need more time, we're not ready. So why you need six months to prepare for me? For what? You don't need that much. If y'all confident in what y'all say, y'all talking about y'all got all this money, we gonna bring it this and this, bring it to a location, that ain't gonna do nothing for him. I don't care about going to Russia. It's the only thing, it's gonna be cold shooting up, I hate the cold, but that's about it. That ain't gonna stop him, that ain't gonna save him for getting his ass whooping that I'm gonna give to him. My goal is to unify the division and bring him back to America, and that's what I'm gonna do. That's my mission, and that's my goal, and that's what I'm gonna do. No matter what man get in, I don't care how many months, they can have a year to train for me. That ain't gonna do them nothing. No justice, and I promise you that. And anybody against that, I like to prove them wrong. You know, you're gonna have critics, you're gonna have people that disagree, you're gonna have people talk about opponents. That's part of it, that's part of life. You know, that's part of boxing, that's part of anything that any man being successful. You're gonna have critics. What they say, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. And that's how it is.
On that note, how many times do you want to fight in 2016?
As much time as possible. That's why I want to unify the division. So once I be the undisputed champion, I have mentors left and right. You know, like I said, if I don't break nothing and I ain't injured, hey, let's get another contract in the lineup. Let's go. Where we gotta go. I want to make history. I want to be known for that guy that fought crazy times. Like back in the day, I think the last, you know, when this fight happens January the 16th, you know, Lennox Lewis was the last one to fight consecutive times, be so active like that. And I want to pass that, you know. If I can get 6 times a year, let's do it. You know, I'm young, man. I'm 30 years young, man. And, you know, I started this sport very late in boxing. I don't take too much punishment in the ring. Let's get it on. You know, I'm sick and tired of fighters saying that what we have done, my team has done, you know, Deontay Wilder's not afraid of no man. Only man I fear is God. I'm a God-fearing man. Other than that, I don't fear a man. I'm in love with this sport. I love to get in the ring. I love to get in front of a crowd full of fans, whether they're against me or with me. I love to travel. I'm in love with this. And when you're in love with it, you don't want to stop doing it.
Deontay, I'm sure Brett, Mark, and Lou have been schooling you, but when I say Brooklyn, what comes to mind?
I mean, what better place? They say you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, right? I mean, I want to break it here. You know, this is the media capital of the world, you know, and I want to break my talent here. You know, it's a lot of rich history here as well too. You know, so I want to fight all over. All the champions be here. Everybody may name. I went not only just at the Barclays Center. I wouldn't mind doing it at Madison Square Garden one time as well too. You know, just to break all
once though, only once.
You know, but here's an opportunity when you got the Barclays Center where it's wide open for anybody to make a home, to make a name there, especially in the heavyweight division. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having a home here. So when we have big fights, y'all already know what it's gonna be. You know, Vegas is one thing, but I think we need somewhere else now, and now we got the Barclays Center. Any more questions? Got you done. Anything.
What do you think about Anthony Joshua's fight coming up?
You know, I tell people, don't sleep on Dylan White. Don't sleep. You know, I think Dylan White gonna give him a run for more, if not beat him. Don't be surprised if Joshua loses that fight. You know, I think he's been doing a great job in his career, and the people that have placed in front of him. You know, but I think Dylan White is a very hungry heavyweight. He's one of those guys that he's what he sees, he's sick of it. It's like the more Joshua gets promoted, the more it sickens him to see it. You know, and then when you know a person like he claims he knows, when you know a person, you know how they are. But then when all this happens, which I mean the people, the media, cameras, it changes a person. You know, but when you know a person, you know him inside out. You know, well, you know you're not like that for real. You know you ain't that tough. You ain't no gangster like that, man. When you know a person and that person know you know him, it's a different story. So you know, I think Dylan White is a hungry heavyweight. He want to be in the spotlight, and he got an opportunity to do that. So I just hope Joshua don't end up like David Price. like I said, England got some of the best fans in the world when it comes to boxing. And they gravitate to their fighters, they cling to them, whether they're 1-0 or whether they 0-12, they with them. You know, and I like that about them. In America, unfortunately, you have to be on top, you have to be somebody before everybody jump on the bandwagon. And then that, you know, that's when everything start happening for you. But over there, it's different. So I hope he just don't end up like that, too much pressure. Sometimes there can be a lot of pressure on a person that don't have a stable mentality or can handle that mentally. You know, so we'll see how his career unfolds and see how it goes. I think that, you know, if he win and keep doing what he's doing, I think that'll be a great future opponent for me as well, too.
What about David Hay?
I had a question for Mark. Deontay has said that he.
Bernie, next question. David Hay was asked over here.
Thoughts on David Hay?
My thoughts on David Hay, you know, I think he's good for the heavyweight division. You know, but we're going to see if, you know, I think he's very injury prone. You know, with these bigger guys, man. You know, but he got a fight coming up, and we're going to see how he does. You know, I think he's still got a little bit left in him. We'll see. But once you have an injury, tear some brace, it's never the same. You know, when I broke my hand twice, it's never the same. I'm always icing it. I'm always exercising it and keeping it, you know, trying to strengthen it. So we'll see how it goes. If we can surpass his opponent, who we got, and do it in great fashion, like the David Hay we once saw before with the speed, power, then maybe we're talking about something. If he can't win this fight in good fashion, he must win this fight in great fashion, because all the things he's done, the bagging out and stuff like that, people have written him off. You know, they don't care about him no more. But if he can win in great fashion, I think we got someone on our hand. But until then, only time's there.
I had a question for Mark. Deontay is not one of those guys that started boxing at 8, 10 years old, had 300-400 amateur bouts, and he says he's still a young guy at 30 in the sport. How much room for improvement does he have? I mean, how much more does he have to go to reach his ceiling, whatever that may be?
Yeah, he gonna need this.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of room for improvement, but you know, I mean, he's working on things every day. You know, when we're in the gym, he just does, you know, everything I tell him to do. When he does it, and he works on the jab. He's working on, you know, he constantly works on it. So it's like there's always, like I said, there's always room for, you know, for more. But I mean, he's doing everything we tell him to do.
Ortiz, Jennings, what do you think about that?
With me, Mark, me?
Yes.
I think it's good for boxing, heavyweight division. You know, you got Jennings, which he's a doable fighter, and you got Ortiz, who I feel that he's what I say, he got I don't want to say it like that, because I got good and bad right here, you know. He'll fight, you know, he's rough, I would say. I use the term, he's a rough fighter. But I don't respect him because he's a cheater as well too. When you want to cheat your body and use chemicals to enhance your performance and stuff like that, I feel any guy that, whether they use steroids or any kind of substance, abuse their body like that in this sport, because this sport alone is already a brutal sport, just by itself without nobody using nothing, you know? Just going, because the head is not meant to be hit in the first place. So when people take punishment with their fist and getting hit, that's enough done anyway. But when somebody try to enhance their body to perform even more, you know, I feel anybody that does that need to be banned from boxing, period. And I don't respect him for that, because he's a cheater. He's cheating himself, and he's cheating himself out of life. You know, nobody deserves it. In no sport, I don't feel they don't deserve to be there. So I don't respect him for that. So, but you know, I hope they test him twice as much time this time. You know, but I think it's good for boxing. With that fight, we're gonna see what Jennings do in that fight and go from there. But other than that, I don't respect Ortiz at all.
Question from Mark. Mark, I think a young gun fight between Deontay and Tyson Fury would be very interesting. I'd like to get your assessment on how you think it would look, and then from Deontay too. What does Wilder Fury look like?
Scary. I think it'd be a scary fight for Fury. He's a guy who clowns around a lot. But Deontay's going, he'll just go straight at him. And, with like Fury, he throws punches, but he doesn't throw straight punches. He's throwing a lot of wide punches. I think it'll be, I don't think it'll go the distance.
And Deontay?
For me, I think it'd be another fight that's great for boxing, great for the heavyweight division. I mean, you have a guy that on one part of him entertains the crowd, and sings and stuff. All that entertainment, to the people, and it's exciting to people. But when it comes to that ring time, when it comes to that lacing up those gloves and getting in there, battling out, I don't think he got nothing for me. I don't feel, even on his. We've seen many times even the smaller guys, even guys from cruiserweights have dropped him. Now, when you come a guy that's known for his power and hitting, and keep in mind, I don't play around, when I'm in that ring. I don't care about what you got going on outside of the ring or who you are. I don't know you in that ring. I transform into a whole different person. So, with that being said, I wouldn't respect none of his punches, I would come straight, I would play smart, I would be smart, but I see that fight being a knockout. Fury knows that, his team knows that. Like I said, when I first became champion, we wanted him to be our first opponent to defend the title against. They turned us down. No matter, I'm so sick and tired of these fighters saying how they offered me. Man, you don't offer the champion. Then we give you the opportunity first and foremost. But some we offering $2 million. If you did that, why wouldn't I take a $2 easy $1 million to whip your ass? I mean, hey, why not? Put that in the bank account. But I think that's an easier cop out for fighters to say they offered another fighter when they ain't even in position to offer nobody nothing. They offer another fighter something. I think that's an easy cop out to say, to keep media, to keep y'all easy, and they're kind of like, oh, okay, because Wilder, I'm telling you right now, I ain't scared to fight nobody. Believe that. Nowhere, no time. This is like, again, I said I'm in love with the sport. So when that fight happens, I want those belts at the end of the day. No matter what people say, no matter what they promotion, no matter what they management say, no matter even what the fighters say, because, and again, you gotta talk. You're supposed to talk. You're supposed to sell yourself. You're supposed to promote yourself. But the difference between me and other fighters, when I speak, I feel it inside of me. And when I feel it inside of me, I'm serious. I'm so serious. I'm ready to fight right now. Who wants to? I'm serious about what I say, and I mean business.
So we have one here and then one here.
Go ahead.
No, I'll fight you.
Sorry, right, this gentleman was asking.
Do me a favor and sign a waiver.
Deontay, you mentioned King Kong Ortiz's suspension for PEDs. Another fighter under the Heyman umbrella, J-Rock, Julian Williams, just decided to partake in a year-long testing program. Is that something you would do, or are you willing to participate in year-round testing?
Almost definitely. Why not? Let's clean the sport up, man. I don't believe in cheating. And nothing has ever been given to me in my life. Only thing I feel that's been given to me was hand-me-down clothes, and that only lasted the next year, and it was ready to be thrown away. I don't know what it is to be given that. So when you're dealing with this sport right here, I want to earn everything I have. How can you be a man and at the end of the day when you achieve something, but you achieved it in the wrong way? How can you live with yourself? Many times throughout, not even just boxing, just throughout sports, period. I don't understand how can a person take any kind of drugs, any kind of substance of drugs to enhance your body, and you win a championship, or you win a bout, or you win anything, and be satisfied and be happy with yourself. I did crying and stuff. No, you really didn't win. How can you sleep at night? So I would love it. I would love to clean up the sport. I would love, I'm willing to take anything, piss, blood, whatever we need to do. You want some saliva? I mean, it's whatever. I'm comfortable with all that because I don't have to cheat for nothing. I don't cheat. I don't believe in that. I don't think people should cheat their way out of life anyway. If you're gonna earn it the right way.
Deontay, you've heard a lot of media saying that Vetkin wants to have this fight. He's going to put as much money as possible as people to bring this to Russia. You and I have talked before. He wins the purse, but let's say he sinks in $10, $20 million. Will you go to Russia or world?
I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere to fight him. If he wins the first bid, and we have to pack and go to Russia. Well, my team better get ready. Let's get these fur coats and these leather gloves and leather coats. Let's go.
Deontay, our owner's from Russia, so I'll go with you.
Yeah, let's go.
I got a good place for you to stay.
Yeah. So I think if that happens and we have to go to Russia, I think we'll be well prepared. My team will be well prepared for that. Dealing with dealing with food, our own food, and everything else. Like I said, I'm comfortable anywhere. The Olympics prepared me for that. We fought all over the world, traveled all over, and competed against a lot of guys, and Russia was one of those places, so I'm familiar with over there, So we'll be prepared. If I had to go, let's go. I mean, I'm gonna still whip his ass though. And you got me on camera.
I had you on camera.
Now, we have 2 more questions. We've got a great undercard, and Yuri Foreman, former world champions, will be in the ring at 5:20. So we're gonna wrap it up soon, but go ahead.
Deontay, you're 3 sportsmen. You played football, you played basketball, and you're a total success in boxing. Nostalgically, you look back and say, come on, how I want to be as a football player, basketball player, not taking away from your success.
I mean, I'm human, so definitely, of course, I have. Do I do it now? No, but I have looked back and said, hey, if nothing has happened, if traumatic happened in my life, I didn't have my daughter, stuff like that, how would I would have done in the other sports, of course. But at the same time, I see my daughter as a blessing, without having her, I can't promise myself that I would have done something, but without her, I don't feel I would be right here on this stage. I wouldn't be talking, and I wouldn't probably be the heavyweight champion of the world.
One, 2, and then we're at.
So, I think about it. I used to think about it.
Last 2 questions.
Last 2 there.
Deontay, I remember you were critical of Fury's win over Steve Cunningham. You weren't a fan of his tactics. Do you feel that he cheated in a sense to get where he's at?
I think he was dirty. It wasn't no. I mean, it wasn't no cheat. He didn't cheat. He didn't use no kind of substance or nothing like that. He was dirty. When he clubbed him like that and punched, that was a dirty move. But I also feel that Steve Cunningham, when Steve dropped him, I feel that Steve being the smaller guy, he shouldn't have went in war with him and banged the bigger guy. He should have became more of a boxer and just in and out, kept his pace. Because at that point in time, he was winning. He was winning the majority of the fight. He should have just kept his distance and just boxing until it was over with and got the victory. But a win is a win, whether it's an ugly win or a pretty win is a win.
Final question.
Lou, in your opinion, as the unification fight approaches for Wilder, how far away is Wilder from being a pay-per-view star on Showtime or any other network?
I think he's already a star, but to be honest with you, I don't think pay-per-view is the measure of stardom. I think that we want to be an accessible champion. I think one of the things you're going to see actually next week when we do announce the fight formally and tickets go on sale, take a look at the ticket prices. Because one of the things that was discussed with Brett, with Wilder's team, is he wants to be an active champion, but he also wants to be one that the people can afford to see. So there'll be VIP seats in the first couple of rows for $500. The ringside seats will start at $300, and the tickets go all the way down to $25 because we want to be seen. To be honest, I don't think pay-per-view is a measure of success. In a perfect world, somewhere down the line, I'd like to see CBS, NBC, ABC, or Fox pay a whole lot of money on free TV to put a Deontay Wilder heavyweight championship fight on like it's a Super Bowl.
We're going to do a group shot.